Hi, this is Movie Hunter. Today I'm going to tell you about the movie Money. Jil Hyan dreams of becoming rich. He gets a job as a stockbroker. On his first day of work, the head of his department asks where he went to school and who his parents are. When the guy says that his father and mother grow blackberries, the director of the brokerage agency walks into the office. With his speech, he motivates the employees to have a productive day at work. All the employees settle into their desks and work begins to boil in the office. Watching the brokers, Ko cannot hide his admiration. After the trading session closes, the employees compare their earnings. However, Ko, as a newcomer, did not manage to get a single dollar. Together with department head Jungmin, he goes to meet with clients. Il Hyan records everything the men talk about and accompanies the department head to all meetings. Chai Eong-min sucks up to each client, which annoys some of them. After all the meetings are over, Jil Hyan and his boss go to a bar. Young-min gets really drunk and they call him a cab home. Il Hyan stays with his buddy Young Woo-sung. They have dinner together and then play basketball. Il Hyan loses to his buddy in a game and gives away the money he lost. Young Woo-sung tells a colleague that he periodically sees the department head buying up a bunch of stocks as they fall, but according to Ko Il Hyan, it's illegal. If he gets caught, he goes to jail. One day, Chio Il Hyan helps his parents in the greenhouse. He advises his father to hire workers for the dirty work, but he is against it. Il Hyan's mother informs him that the doctors at the hospital have diagnosed his father with a tumor on his heart. The boy is worried and advises him to consult a doctor urgently. Jil Hyan is not doing well at work and every call he makes ends in failure. His boss gives him a book of recipes that their managers love. No one knows which managers can come to their agency and when, so Hyan has to learn how to prepare each dish so that he can please everyone. During a trading day, Hyan gets an urgent phone call from one of his clients asking him to make a transaction in his account, but he can't hear what to do, buy or sell stocks. He tries to analyze the situation on the market and decides he needs to buy more shares. At the same moment he receives a call from an angry client who is outraged that Hyan bought more shares instead of selling them. Because of Ko Il Hyan's mistake, all the employees have had their bonuses cut. The employees are unhappy with their colleague, but Hyan has no choice but to bow his head to them as a sign of apology. After 10 months on the job, Hyan has made no progress at the brokerage. He gets really drunk during a corporate party and starts swearing loudly, which surprises his coworkers. One of the employees named June stays behind to help him. Together they go to a massage parlor, where June offers him cooperation. He needs a suitable partner to make black deals. He calls it boutique. It's risky, but very lucrative. In the morning he meets young Woo-sung. He brags about spending the evening with one of the female employees, but Il Hyan doesn't care. He asks his friend if he's ever heard of the boutique. Woo-sung says it's a way to launder money. It's usually done by experienced brokers. Jil Hyan meets June and he tells them about a powerful man in the brokerage world called Number Ticket. He is a god in the sales world. June talks about how he, too, once came to a brokerage company as a rookie. There he met a manager who ran a scam and suggested that June join him. That day, Jun's earnings exceeded his salary by several dozen times. June asks Il Hyan, does he want to meet Number Ticket and change his life? Il Hyan goes to the cafe where he is supposed to meet Number Ticket. The waitress tells Il Hyan that a man calls him on the phone and asks him to pick up the phone. The man on the phone introduces himself as Number Ticket and tells him where to go. After walking a few streets, Il Hyan climbs to the roof of a high-rise building where he meets a man. The man gives him his cell phone and informs him that he will be called and told when and which stocks to buy. All he has to do is follow the instructions. Number Ticket tells him that Il Hyan's net profit will be 5,250 times his salary. The man says he appreciates the loyalty, and he is confident that Il Hyan will keep their meeting a secret. Il Hyan tells his boss that he has found a client who is willing to invest 50 billion, which immediately alarms everyone at the agency. When he receives a call, an unknown person tells him that a stock flotation is about to take place and he needs to buy 8,000 securities. June sends him a message saying that he will help Hyan make the deal. Meanwhile, at another brokerage company, one of the employees puts the agency's stock up for sale, which is a signal to Jil Hyan, who immediately begins to buy it up. His actions attract the attention of the other employees. The director of the company Hyan is buying up doesn't understand what's going on and starts looking for the culprit, but the broker has already left. The director tries to quickly buy back his shares, but it is too late. Most of them have already been purchased by Jil Hyan by then. He finishes buying the right amount of securities and notices that the director of his agency is standing next to him. The boss demands an explanation, but Hyan excuses himself that it was his client's order he was talking to on the phone. The boss takes Jil Hyan's cell phone and calls back the only incoming number. The man on the phone confirms it was him who placed the order and hangs up. The next day, the stock has changed dramatically in value. Hyun's profit was 50 million, which amazes everyone at the agency. He meets with Number Ticket, who gives him a bank check with his fee, warning that they will probably meet again. Hyun buys an apartment in a new house and brags about it to his wife. She doesn't understand where he gets that kind of money, but Hyun refers to the job that gives him the opportunity to earn so much. He retreats to the bathroom, where he encounters an unknown man who suddenly strikes up a conversation with him and calls him by name. Hyun is puzzled as to how the stranger knows about his job. He shows him his business card, which says he is an employee of the financial supervisor's office. Hyun contacts Number Ticket and asks for a meeting. He tells the man everything. He says the agent's name is Han Ji-chol, nicknamed Hunting Dog, but advises not to worry because there is no evidence of their illegal activities. The license plate warns Hyun that another operation for a higher sum is possible soon. He names the location of their next meeting. At the appointed time, Hyun meets with a man who tells him that a large money transfer program is planned this time. A work colleague shows Hyun how to use a multi-person money transfer program and writes her number in his phone. Hyun invites the girl over for dinner. Do you like the movie script? I'm sure it's very interesting to you, and to learn about cool movies, subscribe to our channel. Give it a like and turn on the bell. Soon Hyun is contacted by a group of 5 people who make orders for him to buy stocks. He conducts several monetary transactions on the stranger's instructions and receives his fee, which is over 1 billion. Hyun realizes that his life has changed. He meets his friend Young Woo-sung, who is surprised by his buddy's success, but he says he's just lucky. Returning home, Hyun meets Hunting Dog, who tells him that he knows about all his machinations. The broker calls the cops and asks them to escort the man who has been hanging around his yard. The Hunting Dog is surprised by Hyun's resourcefulness and leaves. Hyun decides to take a vacation and goes to the Bahamas. There he meets an American businessman by the name Roy and spends the whole vacation with him, boating and playing poker. Hyun is called for interrogation and is surprised that he is a newcomer to the brokerage sphere and has no contacts with any broker and suddenly makes such progress. But the guy objects, saying that he doesn't need to look at the fact that he is young. It doesn't stop him from making good money. One day, June and Hyun are alone. A fight breaks out between them. June reminds him that he brought him into the world of money and warns him not to think that he has become an important person. The company soon introduces an automatic distribution system to the employees, but Hyun continues to make large sums of money working with Number Ticket. He built an apartment, bought an expensive car, and hired people to work on his parents' vegetable garden. At night, Hyun receives a call from an employee of an investment company. The man asks for a meeting, but Hyun refuses and hangs up. In the morning, he learns that the man drowned. Hyun is called to the police station, but the broker says he knows nothing about the caller's identity or the cause of his death. He meets with Hunter Dog and he blames him for the man's death, saying that Hyun helped him conduct financial transactions. Han Ji-chol visits another broker, Park Chan-bu, who works with Number Ticket. He knows almost all of the financial professionals making illegal transactions, but he can't prove their guilt or get them to surrender Number Ticket. Park Chan-bu meets with June, and they discuss their partnership with Number Ticket. June gives Hunter Dog instructions on how to collapse stock prices and thereby get the attention of Number Ticket and Hyun. A couple of days later, Hyun goes to meet Park Chan-bu, but he's not there. When he goes outside, he sees a man falling from the roof. When he walks up to him, he notices that it was the broker he was supposed to meet. Hyun receives a letter from Number Ticket with the location of their new meeting and pictures of him next to Park Chan-bu's body. Hyun guesses that the man's murder is the work of Number Ticket. Hyun meets his partner, who offers him a very risky business, but the profits will be accordingly. On the trading day, Hyun waits for the stock price to drop and starts buying it. He receives a phone call from an unknown man saying it's time to cut Number Ticket out of their chain and split all profits in half. He offers to take the paperwork of all the trades made and walk out the door. During the conversation, the stranger accidentally mentions Hyun's name and he realizes it's a hoax. Hyun asks who he is and how he knows the address of his company. He notices the Hunting Dog and his employees and escapes. After contacting Number Ticket, he meets him in the hospital room. He notices June lying on a couch, hooked up to life support medication. Hyun realizes that Number Ticket did this. He admits that the brokers betrayed him and he had to take emergency measures. Number Ticket offers to make a new deal to ruin the company himself. The next victim is the firm Yusun. Hyun remembers that it belongs to his friend Young Woo-sung's father. Hyun returns to the agency, where Hunter Dog is conducting a search at the time. He brings the broker in for questioning, where he tells him that all the people who worked with Number Ticket ended up dead. The agent offers Hyun a deal. If he arranges for him to meet with Number Ticket, he will turn a blind eye to all his financial machinations. When he meets with Number Ticket, Hyun tells him about the offer he has received. He undresses to make the man understand that he hasn't betrayed him and doesn't have any drying devices on him. After meeting Number Ticket, Hyun spends the night outside. The next day, he meets with young Woo-sung and tells him that financial destruction of his company is planned. He asks his friend to trust him. As the trading day begins, Hyun begins to buy up Woo-sung stock. He redirects them all to young Woo-sung, and through him to his buddy Roy, whom he met in the Bahamas. Because of the mass buying of stocks, they have grown several times over. After a while, Hyun meets up with Number Ticket. He apologizes for failing to buy the stock and not being able to buy all the papers in time. However, the man doesn't care about the money and threatens Hyun that he will be held responsible. Hyun asks his partner if he will kill him like he did the other brokers he worked with, but he sneers and walks over to Hyun and unzips his jacket. There he discovers an attached listening device. Number Ticket leaves and tries to get on the subway, but Hyun takes money out of his bag and starts scattering it all over the platform. People start picking it up, preventing the man from getting on the train. At that moment, a man passing by Hyun stabs him with a knife and tries to sneak away, but the broker grabs him by the leg and the officers arrest him. Number Ticket is about to go inside when Hunter Dog comes out of the wagon and detains him. Hyun, meanwhile, boards the train and leaves. Out the window, he sees the Number Ticket seeing him off smiling. And this video is almost over. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss interesting movies and watch our other videos. Have a great day.